and the financial crisis of 2009. We are all aware of the fact that cities are the centers for economic growth and development, and that cities contribute immensely to the sustainability of the development of a country. In the same vein, cities face demographic, environmental, economic, and social challenges. This is evident with the recent economic slowdown that most cities experience, which therefore necessitates significant investment to meet the growing demand for urban infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, cities must be economically viable by providing high-quality services and at the same time keeping taxes sufficiently low so as not to discourage individuals and businessmen from locating in their jurisdiction or to avoid tax evasion. Our present as well as our future are undoubtedly urban. However, urbanization presents some of the most significant opportunities and challenges in the world today. About 93% of the future urban population growth will occur in the developing world, Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Today, more than half of the world's population lives in cities. By 2050, this number is expected to increase to 70%. Cities worldwide generate more than 80% of global GDP. The higher the level of urbanization in a country, the higher its GDP per capita. Moreover, the total area covered by the world's largest cities is set to triple in the next 40 years. The paradox in Africa is that there are an overall low per capita income in most cities, which makes it difficult to raise large amounts of revenue from the population. Also, in many African cities, most businesses are small and thus produces low turnovers. This calls for an urgent need to identify actions to boost economic recovery. Cities will need to identify concrete tools and services to unlock investment for financing sustainable urban development. The effectiveness and efficiency of the work of cities is often undermined by limited financial resources. Unplanned development, non-involvement of citizens in development programs, as well as the inability of cities to tap into private investment. Less than 20% of the largest 500 cities in the developing world are deemed credit-worthy. This calls for a diversification of funding resources and innovative financial instruments to finance and deliver sustainable urban development to meet with the rapid urbanization and the challenges of service delivery. Ladies and gentlemen, with this projection, cities must be capable of providing quality services to the people. The growth of the urban population has created and will continue to create serious challenges for municipal governments. These services and infrastructure are in many cases already overstretched, and the rapid population growth combined with limited funding for infrastructure has put further strain on cities to maintain existing services and meet future demands. The result is an infrastructure deficit that is large and growing. It is therefore imperative for cities to be able to mobilize additional revenues and manage their finances effectively. According to the OECD, The global need for infrastructure investment will range from USD 30 trillion to $40 trillion in the next 2 decades. Closing the infrastructure financial gap is key in ensuring cities can meet their urban development needs and drive growth. With the economic slowdown and the demographic, environmental, economic, and social challenges that cities face today, it is not only necessary but urgent for cities to diversify funding sources and develop innovative instruments to finance and deliver sustainable urban development. If cities are able to manage their finances, the faster they will be able to build back better after any crisis. We need to support cities and make them more investable through improved revenue generation and improved financial management and project implementation capacities. Cities must engage public-private-people partnerships to boost investment and create innovative and mutually beneficial opportunities for public service delivery as well as for sustainable urban development. We need to localize and scale up green recovery frameworks that advance private and public investment to finance the transition to a climate-neutral economy. Public investment can be used as catalysts for financing sustainable urban development, particularly for the provisions of infrastructure. The picture may be gloomy, but there is hope. UN Habitat has established the city's investment facility to unlock private capital by guiding public authorities in the preparation of investment-ready and sustainable projects. National development plans should therefore be used to drive local development in cities. This implies that the municipal development plans must be aligned to the national development plan. Distinguished invitees, to this end, the Rapid Own Source Revenue Analysis tool is available for local governments to optimize their own source revenues. The tool quantifies revenue loss and identifies routes, causes, and entry points for reform by supporting local revenue administrations in better understanding or communicating the weakness of their OSR systems. This tool facilitates strategic and resource-effective intervention and helps drive reform momentum within local governments. I wish to congratulate Madam Maimouna Mot Sharif and her team for a well-organized conference. To the people of Baku, our host, many thanks for the warm hospitality. We appreciate it very much. I thank you all.